Thousands of anti-government protesters on the streets of Serbia's capital on March 15 parted abruptly in panic, as many reported hearing a rumble hurtling towards them. It's a moment that has created mystery across the country and sparked accusations of the illegal use of a sonic weapon. Music teacher Tamara Bojanovski was part of the gathering that night.
I heard an approaching sound, a rising sound, a sound that, in my view, was somehow fuller, probably because that was my initial position and initial perception. I thought it was a continuation of that. Of course, it's like an imagination, but an imagination that somehow mimicked the sound, like when some large, powerful machine is hurtling itself from that starting point and was coming up from behind at all of us in the crowd.
Sonic weapons employ extreme sound to incapacitate targets. They can damage ears and cause headaches and are illegal to use in Serbia. Others who were at the protest said they felt faint and nauseous. Some even fell over. Serbian President Aleksandar Vučić, who is already facing the biggest civil protests in decades, is under pressure to explain the incident. In an Instagram video published 2 days after the event, he refuted allegations a sound cannon was on the street, calling it a dangerous and brutal lie. He said all those responsible for spreading it will face justice. Used in the US, Australia, Japan and Greece, Serbian authorities denied possessing such devices until the country's interior minister admitted police had bought long-range acoustic devices from the US in 2021. But Serbia's police, security and intelligence agency and military all denied ever using them in public. The Amiga Foundation, a human rights watchdog, has researched the development of sonic weapons and their use on crowds. Neil Corney from the foundation has studied the footage and says it is unusual.
And we really haven't seen an effect like this. It was so distinctive, almost like the crowd was parting down the centre line of the road. And instead of it being very chaotic, the crowd weren't going in every single direction. It was almost like a split down the centre line of the road. So it's very difficult to explain why that would have happened. So there's a real need for proper investigation, independent investigation, perhaps an international investigation.
Earshot, a not-for-profit organisation that specialises in audio investigations, says more research is needed, but the noise could have come from a vortex ring gun. It's an experimental non-lethal weapon for crowd control that uses high-energy donut-shaped vortices of air or gas. Russia's FSB intelligence service, at the request of Belgrade, and America's FBI have sent investigators. The US Department of Justice did not respond to a request for comment.